Easy, the big bandit, understand it. Pop off on me, I'll leave you right where you standing. See me and you.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Backyard Bets with Game Time Decisions. Avi and Matt, it's your guys. We are here with another set of daily picks for January 25th, Thursday, your NBA slate. Before we get into that, we're gonna go into some recap from yesterday. We put out some picks yesterday. They were doing all right, you know. They were okay.
We had a battle yesterday. We had a battle.
So just to go over our DGF pick hit yesterday, and if you guys don't know what that is, I'll get into that a little bit later. But Bogdanovich under 7 rebounds and assists, he cashed it at 3. That was a solid one. Just like we predicted, he was going to be a primary shot taker.
Quick ad. On DGF, it was at 7.5, right? And we still went with the push at 7.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. Just to add that in.
Luke Kennard, he didn't play. Pushed him. So if you guys took that one, sorry, but I mean he was pretty much healthy until an hour before the game, and then they took him out.
And let's not lie, it is at least you get the sigh of relief, like, okay, at least he just didn't play. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
exactly.
Better than losing.
And then we have Damian Lillard under 37.5. He cashed it at 33. He was having a pretty good game, but luckily for us, as we predicted, Giannis was going to take over. He crushed the PRA. If you guys even thought to take that based off of what we talked about yesterday.
You got to know the game.
These two picks right here didn't really work out for us. They were super close. Well, Jalen Williams, I learned my lesson. Okay. Don't take a Jalen Williams prop after losing a Jalen Williams prop. It's probably not.
All right. Sometimes you got to go double or nothing. Sometimes you got to do that.
But that one, he just didn't hit the shots we needed him to make, and it was a one-sided game for the most part. So it's not like they were able to play the whole game.
Looking back at it too, just for that one, we should have just put more focus on Wemby and Chet, just because we know that rivalry was the main focus of the night.
Right, 100%.
Yeah, just looking back at it, but still a good call.
The Mavs game, we had Luka Doncic over 17.5 rebounds and assists. He washed also at 17, but it was so close. Even in a 20-point blowout, he was this close to hitting it. A lot of his players just sold out on assists, dropped the ball. And there were some potential rebounds that just didn't go his way. It was a close one. If they weren't down by 20 and he played the full game down to the last minute, he definitely would have killed this number. But we were unfortunately unlucky in that situation. Now, if we go over the prop watch,
thought on it. Like I was telling you before, it's the same thing that I had said with the Lori wagon. Like it hits so much sometimes that we just put that energy out there, it jinxes it, and then boom, you catch that one where it doesn't hit.
Right.
And then it burns you like this by 0.5.
Yeah, and those are the most painful. But it's all right. We move on. We did have a prop watch fight yesterday. There was a battle. Matt hit. He hit under 39.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
I keep telling him, don't fight the master. I keep telling him.
Yeah. Get lucky one day.
We won't talk about the Kyrie prop.
All right. So to get into our picks for today, Thursday, we are going to talk about two tools that we use normally. Now, it is Dgfantasy, great tool that we use to compare odds with sports books, as well as look at positive EV values for certain props. Especially, they have all kinds of sports: NFL, NHL, NBA, soccer, Call of Duty, League of Legends. It goes on and on, right? And they are ever expanding. They also have PrizePicks, Underdog, Parlay Play. They do give you live updates of props that are constantly changing and telling you what the best possibility to take is. Now, you can't just take every prop. You definitely have to do your research and line shop. Yep. And with that being said, we actually had a DGF pick for today. Now, we are going to go with Harrison Barnes. Let me see if I can pull it up right here on DGF. They have him at 14. It was at 13.5 when we were originally looking at this, which was a little bit higher of a potential, but we're going to play this one. We did like this one at PRA. His number is just super low for someone who's starting. And, if you take a look at Outlier is another tool we use. It references or shows you all of the data to back up your supporting, your idea. You got... You can look at picks, you can look at props, you can look at the past 20 games, you can look at the matchups, you can look at how many attempts they take. This is just an abundance of information for you to reference.
Mm-hmm.
But going back to our DGF pick of the day, we got Harrison Barnes. They have it here at 13.5. But if you look at it, he only pushes at one time at 14, so we still wanted to take it. Normally, when he
Mm-hmm.
clears this number, he's not clearing it at 14, so we're not really worried about too much of a push potential. It's either he's going to hit it or he's not. At the small forward position, Golden State really allows a lot of points. They don't allow a lot of rebounds and assists, but we're hoping Harrison Barnes goes off like he does yesterday. Even for 15 points, would crush this number in points alone. He is getting 30 points 30 minutes a game, giving him a lot of opportunity and time to just fill the stat sheet. So we're definitely going to go with that one as our DGF pick of the day.
Let me add something in there. Something to keep in mind that no data or stat is going to tell you. He's playing against the team that he won rings with that traded him mid-game. So I don't think he's ever going to forget that. So when he goes to play them, and they played many times, I think he's just going to show out a little bit just to remind them, like, oh, just remember y'all traded me, and not even respectfully mid-game.
Right. And if you look at his head-to-head, against Golden State, he's a higher percentage, 8 of 14. He kills this number. He always looks to score. Most of the time, he's beating this number. It's with 13 points. So he definitely, what you're saying is definitely backed up.
So just keep that in the back of your head.
Yeah, it's a revenge game for this guy. So I guess we can go with your picks first, right, Matt?
All right. So good afternoon, everybody. Today we are looking at Michael Porter Jr. for the first pick, if you can. Michael Porter Jr. The Denver Nuggets versus the New York Knicks. Today, this was one of those props that was kind of screaming at me. Originally, his points line, we saw it at 13.5. And as we were putting the slip in, it was bumped to 14. We think he's in a great spot. Going against the Knicks. They don't allow they don't allow a lot of points to teams in the league, but the Denver Nuggets are so good that we think, unfortunately, I don't want to say it could be a blowout, but this game it could be because they're really weak in the center position, and we know, they've got a prior MVP on their team at the center position. So, if you've been watching Jokic play, he could really turn it up, and him along with Jamal Murray, who's been playing great, and Michael Porter Jr. to just continuously add firepower to that. The Denver Nuggets could score a lot of points, and we see Michael Porter Jr. getting 14 points in that. It could also be a close game because the Knicks do play good defensively, but they're weak right now. We got to keep that in the back of our heads, especially when you look at the history. They're weak right now, so we got to attack it. We looked at Jokic's numbers; they're all a little bit high, so we pivoted to Michael Porter Jr. because some games they can't look to him to be the primary scorer for the team. So we like Michael Porter Jr. over 13.5 points. If you can find it on other apps, Underdog, we saw it's on Sleeper. He's over this 11 of the last 20, so that's a great stat for you to run with it. And yeah, we like the matchup too. If they have a Nobi on him, he's tall enough to just shoot over him or just get his points in the paint if he needs to. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they're weak right now in that paint, so I could see the Nuggets attacking that paint a lot. Our next pick that we're looking at is going to be in a rivalry game. It's the Boston Celtics versus the Miami Heat. We're looking at Derek White over 8 rebounds and assists on Underdog. Originally, this was at 7.5 when we were looking at it on Dgfantasy, but it got bumped to 8. So at least we know the sports books and other people are leaning in our position. He gets this prop a lot. Miami, like I said, rivalry game there, everybody should be playing with fire. We don't know if Miami is going to be playing Terry Rozier like they did yesterday. If they do, it could hurt Miami's chemistry a little bit. So Boston, that has a very strong chemistry, could just continuously attack this team right now that's still trying to figure it out a little bit. As you can see here, like I said, he gets this prop a lot. He usually gets a lot of rebounds and assists, both in a game. So either prop could save us here. So we like this over. Derek White, 8 rebounds and assists. And our next prop, if you don't mind pulling it up. Thank you very much. We are looking at the Utah Jazz versus the Washington Wizards. Simone
Fontecchio.
Fontecchio. Yeah, Fontecchio, if that's how you pronounce it. We're looking at another rebounds and assist prop here. It says over 5.5, but we checked on Underdog. It's at 6 now. We still like this play a lot. He can get it in rebounds alone. Let me say that again. He can get this prop in one stat alone.
Yeah,
Um,
originally, just sorry to cut you off, but originally
Go
we
ahead.
were gonna take the rebound prop alone, but they don't even have it on Underdog, so I'm assuming that a
Hmm.
lot of sports books are gonna be keeping it uh, close to their heart. So if you can find the rebound
Right.
prop for anything like 4, that would be a solid number for you. But because we were stuck with the rebounds and assists, we were like, let's just take the rebounds and assists at 6 because he's getting more minutes now where, he'll be able to handle this kind of workload and just, like Matthew said, grab it in boards alone.
Yeah, and what I like about the Utah Jazz, they're putting in guys in the starting position who just play hard,
Yeah,
and he's one of them, like Colin Sexton. And what this does, because I do like to look at these games sometimes out of stats too. He's not the primary scorer. He's not the first option, second option, or third option. So they pretty much have him in there for
cleanup crew.
defense presence, clean up glass, and help out. That should add to this prop a lot. The Washington Wizards give up a lot of rebounds, as we see. They're a weak team. So we look at this prop as a strong position to play, and it's a low number. So
Yeah,
we're seeing green in a lot of areas. So we're going for Simone Fontecchio. Hopefully he can get over 6 rebounds and
yeah.
assists in this
Hopefully
game.
it doesn't sell out like Luca.
And we
But
will pass it to you. No jinx, no jinx. And I'll pass it to you.
okay, so those were his 3 picks. I got 3 picks of my own. I'm gonna go with Tyrese Maxey over 36.5 points. Sorry, I didn't mean to say over. I have it as over on this. I'm gonna be going with the under 36.5 points and assists. I feel like Embiid is really on a hot streak and he is tearing it up. I think I've been watching the last few Embiid games. Actually, I've been watching Embiid all season, and it looks like he scores all of his points in the first half. And if he's feeling hot enough, he'll just keep it going. And if that
Right,
happens, which it happens
right.
often, it takes a lot away from Maxi. So when Maxi, even if Maxi has a good game, 27-9, 27-7, he's not hitting this number. He would have to hit a 30. The only time he ever hits over points and assists is when he hits over 30 points, and I don't see him getting 30 points today against the Pacers. I feel like because of Embiid being sort of unstoppable in the league right now and Miles Turner not being able to keep up with him, they
Hmm.
are going to either take a strong lead from the beginning of the game. That means that Maxi's not going to play the full game. He's going to sit out for most of the fourth, and he's not even going to be able to hit 30 points unless he goes off the first 3 quarters, which, like I said, he's not primary option. The offense runs through Embiid, and Embiid is not afraid to take the shot first. So yeah, definitely a good prop. I like it a lot. I mean, Indiana does allow. Actually, sorry, Indiana does not allow a lot of points and assists, but I'm assuming that's with Halliburton in. I know Halliburton's not playing, but I also said, like I said before, if he's not playing and it's a blowout, better for us. If he is playing and he gives Maxi a hard time, better for us. I know the matchup is definitely going to be better on Embiid's side than it is Maxi.
If I could add 2 points to it that I just thought of.
Right,
One, they're gonna have T.J. McConnell in, who is a scrappy defender. He
young too.
likes to he likes to defend 94 feet full court,
Yeah,
so that also is a plus on our side. Tyrese is a lot bigger than him, but at least we know we have a point guard who's gonna just be playing hard defense every possession. So just to make it a lot harder, that's one. And then this is gonna be Embiid's first game playing against Siakam on the Pacers, and they don't have a beef, but they're from the same place, so they always like to play hard against each other. So
yeah,
it could be like
a
I was just saying, a
rivalry.
Wemby Chet rivalry that draws most of the attention from the game.
Definitely, I like that.
Hmm.
And plus, if you're getting guarded 94 feet down the stretch and you have one of the best centers in the league on your team, you're gonna give him the ball.
Right, you're just
You
gonna pass
know,
it up. Yeah,
you're not gonna
yeah.
keep it. You're not gonna feel encouraged to keep it. So my second pick, we're moving on. My second pick is gonna be John Collins. I like John Collins a lot for points and rebounds. It's the Jazz Wizards today. I think it's gonna be sort of a close game. I don't think it's gonna be too much of a blowout. I think the Jazz have been playing really well, but as far as his John Collins points and rebounds go, he's hit this in the last 13 of 20 games, and Washington allows a lot of points and rebounds, whether it be a blowout or not. I think John Collins, because he gets so many minutes, he's going to be able to pretty much make an impact on the game.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, if you look at his, well, actually they haven't played head to head, but we are looking at this prop to see if maybe he can. Hold on, give me a second.
While he's doing that, one thing that I'm thinking of is just look at where they're going to be playing him at the starting power forward or center, because that's the only thing with Utah that I don't like is that they move their guys around a lot in different positions. Right. Sometimes I remember they had him at the center. I didn't like it so much at the center, but at the power forward, he gets a lot more usage. So I would just look into that with the Jazz team. That's it. It's just who's going to be in what position and then their minutes.
Right. And I was just pulling up his points rebounds line on DGF just to see. I mean, all the sportsbook have it at minus 100, minus 120, minus 125. So we do like those odds. It's not like it's something that's out of reach for someone like John Collins. He does get a lot of field goal attempts, 9.7. So for him to hit 19.5, it wouldn't be hard for him, especially when he gets a lot of rebounds as well. So we're going to go ahead and lock that one in as well. And then my final pick for today is going to be the Celtics game against Miami. We're going to go over 31.5 for Jaylen Brown points, rebounds, and assists. We really like this number. I mean, Jaylen Brown has been on a tear. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little biased. I am a strong fan of Jaylen Brown, But at the same time, the numbers don't lie. So if you look at the last 20 games, he hit 14 of the last 20. He's been on a tear. Even with Jason Tatum in the game, he's been scoring. He's not afraid to take the ball, take control of the game. Sometimes Jason Tatum won't be in the game and he's leading the team, or he won't be in the game and Jason Tatum will be leading the team. But they share. They're able to share, and I feel like because he has the ball and the offense runs through him, he's going to be able to tear this number up. He doesn't need to get 30 points to hit this number. He can get this number with 20. He can score 25, 8, 27, 5. He's hitting the number with 20 points a few times. There are games where he hits it on 30, but we like those odds because his scoring can really range from 20 to 35 depending on if Jason Tatum is hot or if he's hot. So that's a safe number to play at.
Just to add my quick thoughts in this, like he said, this is a rivalry game, so expect the stars to show out. They might put pressure more on Tatum. They might put pressure more on Tatum. I don't know if they're going to have Jimmy Butler guarding Jaylen Brown, which they might because they're about the same size. But if they do, I could see Jaylen Brown being more aggressive towards Jimmy Butler to try to get him in foul trouble and just hurt that team.
Right.
So,
and if he goes to the line, we're solid.
Yeah, I could definitely see him getting a good amount of points today for sure.
Okay. Now we did have a prop watch pick. We are going to go with our prop watch pick of the day. We did one yesterday, and as you can see, Matthew hit, so hopefully I can hit today. We are going to go with KCP, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. We were originally going to take his points and assist line, but it looks like some sportsbooks took it down, and we were just too late to hit it. It sucks. But
they don't want us to be great. That was going to be my pick. That was going to be one of my picks.
Right. So Matthew over here is thinking you're going over 9.5 points, right? And I think he's going to sell out. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you want to go ahead first, or?
Yeah, my theory. If we just look at those last games, we see greens. We see a lot of greens. He's been hot. Seeing the shot go in, he'll keep shooting. I think his threes go in today. I think Jokic is gonna be assisting today. Even if he's dominant, he's still gonna probably hunt that triple double. We can always look for that for him to hunt that triple double. So 10 assists, I can see a lot of those going to Pope. He's just got to hit his shots. He's got a good matchup in DiVincenzo. So yeah, like I said, it's just following the hot hand. And like I said, I wanted the points and assists, which we know is a wagon, but because they took it down, you got to pivot somewhere else. They don't even have his assist up. So in this case, I'll go with what he's best at, and that's scoring.
Okay. I think he's going to sell out. So for me personally, the Knicks are leading the team in defense and not allowing points right now. Whether KCP has been hitting this number or not, I just feel like this is one of those. This is like one of the Lukas, Doncic rebounds and assists, or the Lauri Markkanen 9 rebounds. Like he's been hitting it a lot, but I feel like this is going to be the game where he doesn't, especially against a strong defensive, or a team with strong defensive guards, I should say. whether it is DiVincenzo, Jalen Brunson, or OG Anunoby rotating off to play him, I feel like they are going to keep him at a low only because Jamal Murray and Jokic are going to try to have the ball in their hands for the most part. Once they see the ISO, once Jalen Brunson starts going at Jamal Murray's going to start going at Jalen Brunson. And once Randall starts going at Jokic's going to start going at Randall. And I don't think KCP is going to be involved in any of this mix, especially if Michael Porter Jr. is there and they'd rather him take the three.
Mm-hmm.
So we are definitely going to be watching this one for tonight.
Just to add in a quick note.
Yeah.
Just to add in a quick note for the audience. He lives in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to throw that in there.
I live in New York, but
Gotcha.
We got lock-up defense out here in New York, It's a little biased. I do think DiVincenzo is not great defensively, but again, with the rotation of players, I think and Grimes and McBride are really good defensive players off the bench. I think they are going to lock the front.
This man said Grimes. This man had to go to Quentin Grimes.
I'm just saying, man. Just saying.
Y'all hear these Knicks fans? This man had to go to Quentin Grimes. Let's go.
All right. So just to go over our picks for today, we got our DGF fantasy pick of the day is going to be Harrison Barnes at 13.5. It did get bumped to 14, but we still want to take it. My picks are going to be Tyrese Maxey under 36.5 points and assists, John Collins over 19.5 points and rebounds, Jaylen Brown over 31.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Then we got Matt's picks, Derek White over 8.5 rebounds and assists. A lot of rebounds and assists today.
Or is it at 8.5 now?
Sorry, 8. Definitely still at 8. It got pushed from 7.5.
Yeah, pushed 7.5 to 8.
Michael Porter Jr. over 14 points and Simone Fontecchio over 6 rebounds and assists. And the prop watch, man. If you guys want to take it, you can. You can take my side. You can take his side. It depends on how you feel,
If you can comment on who you agree with, that always helps and boosts the competition.
We definitely want to see how many people agree, how many people disagree. Please, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Please comment below and let us know if you guys feel like KCP is going to crush it or you think he's going to sell out. If you're a Knicks fan or you're not, I will be dropping a link below for the DGF website. Feel free to check it out. Sign up if you guys want. It's a very important, very useful tool, I should say, especially if you guys are using a lot of different apps as well as just to see what everybody else is feeling. People get paid to make sports odds. So they don't take their job lightly, right? So have a good one, guys. Happy betting.
Happy betting. Good luck, everybody.
Advice, my tips is hollow. They saying I'm the truth, but I'm not hard to swallow. Cubanos, ruthless, Monte Carlo, rock more gold than they found in El Dorado. Bitch. Said it's your man Beezy, and you either get with it or get lost.